Can you tell me about the capacity building grants that Minds Machines is providing through COCA?
Sure. So in exchange for the exclusive license to use the COCA software for generic top-level domains, Minds Machines is providing capacity building grants to COCA. And as I mentioned before, COCA is a not-for-profit. Basically what we do is we pay our developers, we pay our legal team, pay a very small amount of my salary, and the other people who, no one actually works full-time for COCA. So it's a very bare bones operation, which really limits how much outreach we can do, how much marketing we can do. And so what Minds and Machines is doing is providing significant amounts of money to COCA, mostly Garth Miller, who's the director of COCA, to fly around the world, meet with people. Most recently he was in Madagascar. So he went to Madagascar, he met with the network operators of .mg. He talked to them about best practice for their domain registry. He talked to them about security, stability. He trained them on implementing a secure and stable infrastructure, and also showed them how to install the COCA software, and is helping them migrate their data and work on their policies and get those through the Madagascar government. And all of this, the flight, the expenses of hotel, the food, the days of salary of training, the servers, everything was covered by the Minds and Machines Capacity Building Grant. And this is an incredible boon, because now Madagascar has the opportunity to implement a world-class registry system, and all of these 200 registrars are already integrated to this. So now .mg can be offered to the world in a much easier way than previously, where this might not be the specific case for Madagascar, but many of these countries that don't have this infrastructure already in place are taking domain registration orders over the telephone, through email, with a fax, wire your money to the bank account and wonder if you're actually going to get your domain registration. And so it's a huge benefit to that country. It's a huge benefit to that government, because now they won't face redelegation threats because they have a stable system in place. And it's a huge benefit to the registrars because they have an easy prepay system that they know works. They've seen it work for the last 4 years in other countries. And it's a benefit to someone who wants to register a domain name in that space, because now it's as simple as 4 clicks on the internet, pay with your credit card, you're done.
How do you advocate on behalf of your clients at ICANN?
Right, so ICANN is the organization that is charged with governing the internet, making sure it's secure, stable, it works. When you log into Facebook, are you really going to get Facebook? So that's their charge. And the cool thing about ICANN is that all of their policies are based on consensus from the constituents. So ICANN is made up of several different groups of people that represent certain interests. So you have a business constituency, you have a generic name supporting organization, you have the country code name supporting organization, intellectual property supporting organization. So lots of different people from different walks of life. Even the engineers have their own group. They all come together and they talk about what's happening in the development of the technology and policies in the internet, and they come to some form of consensus, make a recommendation to the board of ICANN, and ICANN votes yes or no. And so it's very important for our clients to be represented in that ring to make sure that if ICANN is considering a policy that would be detrimental to their business model, or if it would really squash innovation in the internet, that their voices are heard. And ICANN meets 3 times a year all around the world. Last time we were in Sydney, the time before Mexico City, and the time before that was Cairo. And not everybody that's in this space can afford to fly all over the world and spend a week, sometimes 10 days, involved in these meetings and on working groups and on these panels and helping make these decisions. And so what I do with COCA and Minds and Machines is I attend these meetings and I hear what's going on in the space. We come back to our customers, we talk about that. We make sure that our points of view are expressed. Quite often we'll write letters when there are public comment periods. We've even written letters to the US Congress about some of the policies that are being developed. So we're very strong advocates for our customers within ICANN and also other industry groups.
And what do you think the best TLDs are going to be?
Well, I like this question because I have a much different opinion than other people do about this. I think that internationalized domain names are going to be huge. So Chinese character, Arabic character. There are 100 million Arabic-speaking people in the world that currently are disenfranchised from internet use. And so I think there'll be an incredible opportunity for growth in that space. As far as English character words, I think .blog will be huge. Blogging is a pretty popular activity. And that will also carry over into the Chinese character space, where the Chinese characters for .blog, I think there will be a lot of registrations there. And I also think the .brand space is going to be one of the longest lasting new top-level domains. We've seen lots of new top-level domains come on board in the last 5 years, like .info, .travel, .museum, and a lot of people don't even know about these things, and they might say they're failures because they're not in the same league as .com. They don't have millions of registrations, rather they have less than 500,000 registrations. Well, it's been my experience working with all of these countries that it's not so much the number of domain registrations that you have that defines overall if you're successful, but how about return renewals? So are people pleased with what they're doing with their domain names? Are they happy with your customer service? Have you provided a stable and secure place for them to run their websites from? And it's my thought that the brands might not have millions of registrations, so you might not get, running.nike, whatever, clothes.nike. You might not have millions of registrations there, but they're going to have the greatest wherewithal in this space. They'll last the longest. We'll see lots of new top-level domains come out. Probably several of them will fail. We expect there'll be 500 that will launch. Several of those will fail because of either bad business models, poor policy, poor marketing, or just no user uptake. But I think the ones that will stick around and still be alive and well 10, 15 years from now will be those .brand names.